Oh, look at this sticker. It says, "Help! I'm being held prisoner in a sticker factory." Latroo! We found parking. It's all the way down here. But we're walking up to Griffith Park Observatory. It's Summer Solstice Day. So I didn't realize there's gonna be this many people at 11:30 a.m. But the sun lines up with some stuff at 12 p.m. and also at sunset lines up with some stuff, but we'll only be here during the day. Look at the views on this clear LA morning. You can see downtown, the skyline. After a grueling walk uphill for about 10 minutes, we finally made it. We're here at the Griffith Observatory. Always come here as a younger kid, even as an adult. Always came here. Nice place to hang out and check out space stuff. What's cool about this space is like there's some picnic area grass in the front. Right in front of the observatory, in front of this statue with Hipparchus and, you know, astrologers, astronomers. Place here, sometimes people set up their telescopes to look at the planets. Some people just lay down, rest, do some yoga, do some resting, eat some picnic snacks. And there's a Hollywood sign right there. There's a statue. This is Copernicus, Galileo. What is that? 1564? Man, I wasn't even born yet and this guy already knew what a planet was. Right here you can see the orbits. This is orbit of Uranus. It's really wide, spread wide open. And then you could also see right here, this is the orbit of Saturn, orbit of Jupiter, and here's the solar system. So here's the smaller orbits. That's the orbit of Mars, Earth, Venus, Mercury, and our sun is right here. It's our sun. Looking out from the observatory to the mountain, you can see a little peak. That's a nice little hike. They have all different types of difficulty. And then there's this elevator. It looks like some secret room from some secret movie. There's a statue of James Dean. Whoa, look at his eyes. Looks like a ghost. I think this right here is like a solstice thing. Through that hole, and then it shines down on here. Today is summer solstice, so it has something to do with here. There's some news cameras down there. So it's gonna, as the sun goes, it's gonna go like that. I don't know exactly what that means. There's the famous Griffith Park dome with a big telescope in there. Man, if that was a big thermometer, like a rectal thermometer, that would hurt. It's a live image of the sun. You don't even need sunglasses to see it. There's the elements, hydrogen, helium, carbon, all the elements. And if you press a button, you can see what humans are made out of. Humans are made out of these elements. Wow. The only thing missing here is the element of surprise. This is the moon rotating around the earth, which is rotating around the sun. She really loves the moon. And here's the moon right here. It's rotating. Oh, it slowed down. Oh, there it is. I don't think the moon slows down in real life. Look at the earth. The earth is spinning so fast. No wonder why I'm dizzy every morning.
That's the earth.
Spinning so fast. Dizzy, I'm gonna throw up. On this earth, it's only December 21st. Was that last year or is it this year's? Wow, that's amazing. You could travel through time here. This is camera obscura. This is one, like, it used to be like a magic trick, parlor trick, but it's just mirrors and lights. Mirrors from up here looking outside, projecting the image down here. And this was a perfect way to be a peeping Tom and not getting caught. That's why it's in a little booth here, so you could watch people undressing, and you could, if you know what I mean. This right here is a Tesla coil. When they turn it on, you can see like lightning going through. I guess this is how Elon Musk powers all his cars. This is Griffith J Griffith. Yes, his first name is Griffith, his last name is Griffith. He invented this whole place, this whole observatory. Fun fact about him is that he got drunk one day and he started to believe that his Catholic wife was in cahoots with the Pope to try to poison him because he was a Protestant. And then, so he made her get on her knees, pointed the weapon to her forehead, and pulled the trigger. And she flinched at the right moment that it went through her eye. And then she threw herself out the window to try to save herself, landed on an awning. She broke her arm. So she lost her eye and broke her arm, but she survived that attack by this monster, Griffith J Griffith. Who created this place? Wow, how beautiful. This right here is a pendulum. This pendulum swings, and the rotation of the earth makes it slightly swing differently every single time. And that's what the pegs are for. It's gonna move down a peg every, what, 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something? And then it hangs up there. And maybe this pendulum signifies this guy's dick swinging. Oh man, these look like post-apocalyptic imagery around here. Come on, knock down a peg. What planet do you see in there? What planet do you see? What planet is that? Saturn? This is Mount Wilson Observatory. I've been to Mount Wilson to find potato chip rock, but I didn't know there was an observatory here too. It's near San Diego, I think. Lick Observatory? Lick Observatory. Speaking of Lick Observatory, America's first satellite, Explorer 1. Look at this, they shot it into space and it went into, well, you heard about Orion's belt. This is Orion's dill.
Where'd it go?
Went into his butt. This is a map of here. Pendulum, right in there. Transit corridor, right in there. Triple beam in there. Other telescope, camera obscura. Seismograph down there. We're on the entrance floor. And this is where you can see the domes. Entrance to the middle floor. There's also a downstairs and an upstairs. We'll go upstairs and we'll go to Liliana's favorite. I think it's gonna be her favorite because all the planets downstairs later. That'll be the last one so she could get surprised. Look at how the clouds kind of like drift a little bit. And this is like famous movie shots area here. This is a nice place to have your first kiss, you know? So one time I saw R&B singer Mario. He took a date here. Some like really smoking hot Russian girl took a date here, like kind of like, oh, I gotta take her somewhere before I take her home and smash. And then they were watching the pendulum, and then there was a scientist asking any questions about the cosmos or the planets or everything, and his date said, I have a question. And she said, who picks up the pegs after they fall? That was her question. And the scientist looked at her and was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing with my life? We got a small telescope, big telescopes. But I don't know what's open right now. We'll look. Wow, this dome contains the triple beam lyrical dream. I be that cat you see at all events bent. Gang inside holsters, girls on shoulders, playboy, I told you. Biggie was here, I guess. 2 telescope. I remember when we were dating, Mrs. Latrice and I were looking over the edge here at night, and then someone took a picture of us because it's like, oh look how sweet, they should date. And then a shooting star fell, and I was like, should I make a wish? I don't know if I should make a wish because my wish already came true. Ah, applause. Feel applause. I noticed that here at the observatory there's a lot of wiener shaped things. This dome contains the Zeiss 12-incher, and it is sponsored by Toyota Motor Sales USA Inc. Here is the big telescope, the big 12-incher right here. Man, that's bigger than my telescope at home. So we're here at the top. I do have to say something about here is I think it was retrofitted to have access for wheelchairs and strollers. It is kind of hard to bring the stroller around because it's crowded. This is a Wednesday morning, but it's a summer solstice, so they have activities going on. But it is a little hard to bring the stroller around. It's a little crowded. It's kind of hard to find the small elevators where no ramp is. Where there's no ramps, there's elevators. It's a little hard to get through when it's crowded, but it's doable and there are ways. So yeah, it's still fun. It's just a little harder to push a stroller or a wheelchair. There's a lot of suns here. I think these are the people who donated. The Keck Foundation, City of Los Angeles, Toyota Motor Sales, Howitt, Gunther, Gottlieb, bunch of peeps. This here is like the walkway of minerals. You just walk down here and see a lot of jewelry that has a bunch of 3 billion years old. I don't know what this means. 4 billion. 4 billion. Right here. 7 billion years, guys. 7 billion years. What does that mean? I don't know. It just says it. I didn't even read any of the things. Oh, here. 9 billion years after the Big Bang, the solar system was born. Yep. So this is 9 billion. I don't know what these lines mean, though. This is how many years, I guess? Just to give the massive feeling of how big it is. The Big Bang happened 14 billion years ago. I wasn't even born yet. But there was a big bang with a birth, you know what I mean? Oh. Here's the moon rotating. You could even see the American flag sticking out right there on the moon. And here's a piece of moon rock. That's crazy. They built a moon out of a moon rock. The Griffith Observatory has a bunch of hidden wieners. So here's the best place to take a dump in Griffith Observatory. Right upstairs here. This is on the bottom floor. You see the moon over there. You see the big planets over here. Go up here. Here's the restrooms. Best place to take a dump, I tell you. This is Mercury up there. There's other planets over here. This is Mercury, and see how much I weigh on Mercury. Barely 50 pounds. Oh my gosh, thank you, Mercury. You make a girl feel good. This is Venus. When I hear about Venus, I think about there once was a man from Venus who had a very large penis. This is Earth. Man, I can't wait to see how much I weigh on Earth. Oh man. I have to go on a diet on Earth, but I don't have to go on a diet in Mercury. Here's Mars. There once was a man from Mars. He was so busy spitting some bars. He went to the planet and got real fat. And here's Jupiter. I had to step back because it's huge. Jupiter seems to be the biggest planet. Let's see how much I weigh on Jupiter. Oh man. I weigh 380 pounds on Jupiter. There once was a man from Jupiter. Every day he would get so much stupider. He broke his leg and hurt his leg. Oh. Saturn is also a huge planet. It has the rings. I guess Jupiter liked it, so put a ring on it, I guess. And here's Saturn. How much do I weigh on Saturn? Isn't it a gaseous planet? Like, wouldn't you just fall right through it? There once was a guy from Saturn. He drank salty pancake batter, and then he drove a Saturn jack-o'-lantern. So this is Pluto. Can't believe the woke science canceled Pluto. Why? Just because Pluto, what, is he a pedo? Anyway, here's Neptune. I used to love Neptune's, who is that, Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams. Anyway, this is Neptune. There once was a man from Neptune. He hacked into his sister's iTunes. And then he said, bye dude, because he doesn't like you. And this is Uranus. My daughter says, it's not Uranus, it's Uranus. She's 2. Anyway, there's a symbol for Uranus. It's a circle with a dot in the middle. The middle is like a booty hole, and the dot is the scent of it. So this is Uranus. There once was a man from Uranus. He really attracted to Uranus. Here's Pluto right there. Right there. It's so small it has to have its own little stick to hang from, because the pole is actually bigger than Pluto. And there's other planets. Here's a top view. You can see Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury. And then there's the big picture back there, which is a finger's worth of space. That's how grand and vast space is, but not as big as the space between your moms. This is something to do with like cosmic rays or something. They bombard Earth. Let's catch some of that lightning. There, did you see it? Oh, that was crazy. A lot of people always ask me, what's the difference between a burger on Earth and a burger on an asteroid? Well, the burger on Earth is pretty good, has some good meat, but the burger on an asteroid is meatier. Look at these meteorites. Look how big this meteorite is, 269 pounds. What would you do if this crashed through your house or through your car? Would you make some money or what? Here's a slowly rotating Earth. Look at it, we're right there, California. And then right here is a seismograph that records every little thing. So if we jump once, where are we? I think you have to jump continuously. Oh man.
It worked on the side.
Oh, there it is. I was like, it didn't say much because Mars says I only weigh 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Let's all jump. 1, 2, 3. Continuously. Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool. That's not so cool, but that was cool. That was cool. This is Albert Einstein's statue. So what happened is he picked his nose, got a big mocos, big glob out of his nose, and he's like, I wonder why when it's in my nose, I don't smell it, but when it's in my mouth, it tastes salty. And that's what I was thinking. Just kidding. This is, he was taking his finger and holding it up to space, and this is how much space he was covering with his finger. But I guess that's like a whole perspective type of thing. He was holding his finger relatively close to his face, and he was covering a huge amount of space with his finger. But, you know, I like the story about him picking for gold in his nose, and then he found a booger, and this is how much space was covering in the space, in the air, by his big booger. You know, that could have really happened, but they could have just changed it to make it more family friendly. You know how history gets written. Here is the Stellar Emporium gift shop. My rule for this whole thing is, or wherever we go somewhere, is to look at the gift shop, see if they have a deck of cards, and I buy a deck of cards because that's my souvenir that I usually get, because it's usually cheaper and fun. There's some cool ashtrays, some cool shot glasses, some mugs. It's cool stuff here. Oh, I think she likes it. Oh. But it's $33. You could get it for $25 on Amazon. It'll just take one day to get there. See, a lot of Griffith stuff are shaped like, you know. Whoa. This is a time capsule. Tomorrow's Pass. Tricentennial time capsule. Sampling time from lifestyle of 1976 for citizens of 2076. I don't even know if I'll be alive by then to see all their landlines and Doritos chips. This right here is where all the hoopla was. There was like TV cameras, maybe PBS or something. It was closed off here. And this is for the summer solstice. There's a hole up there, and then the sun shines through it, and then it shines through this hole or something like that. I don't know. Oh yeah, it shines here, and then it shines there in December for winter solstice. So something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but here it looks like some calendar or something. And that is the Griffith Observatory, made by Griffith J Griffith. Awesome creation over here. Kind of butchered past though. So that is the observatory. We went through all the places, started in the middle floor, went to the top floor, then went to the bottom floor. I think I like coming here. It's relaxed, it's free. You could come out here and just sit down and just relax, and people bring their telescopes here sometimes at night, the big ones, like the legit big ones. It's a Wednesday and there's a lot of people for a Wednesday, I'm assuming, unless every day's like this now. And this is summer solstice today, so maybe that's why it's crowded. And when it is a little bit crowded, it is a little tough to have to go an extra walk to go to the ramps and the elevators, which are small. If you can avoid bringing a stroller, just don't bring the stroller, because you know, it gets a little crowded, it's kind of hard to maneuver. Plus you have to find ramps like there. You can't just go up there. You have to find the ramps and elevators. But overall, we found free parking down there. We just have to hike up a little bit. Otherwise, it's $10 per hour up here. Or if you go along the side, like along this side here, that's $4 an hour. We were lucky to find parking downstairs. We just have to hike up. You could also park at the Greek Theater if there's no event. That's free. And then there's a bus that can bring you up for free. This is one of the best free things to do. Griffith Observatory in LA. Up on this hill, and we spent $0. Griffith Observatory here in Griffith Park, looking over Los Angeles, top of this hill.